Good morning, everyone. Hope your Saturday's off to a good start. We have a surprise this morning. Dana in for Chris. It's the girls' show.
It is. We're taking over this morning. It's really nice outside. It'd be nice if we could go hang out on the patio right now from Madison, but we're watching some showers currently.
Okay, so we can't do that.
Well, on our patio, we're good. As we look at our radar right now, you can see the showers starting to creep in really from La Crosse through Crawford and the western edge of Richland County into Grant County and Iowa County right now. There's some heavier rain, a little bit of lightning along with that. Those thunderstorms are going to continue to move east. So again, right now in Madison, it's dry. We do have a bit of sunshine. But do know that we are going to have some storm chances developing later on today. Another opportunity for this afternoon. Right now, 72, so we've already warmed up this morning with partly sunny skies. Temperatures will reach the low 80s for afternoon highs. Then rain comes through and will cool us down overnight. Afternoon shower and thunderstorm chances. The humidity will increase again as we head into next week, and the hot temperatures come back as well. As you were saying, we'll be back close to 90 degrees. So enjoy the low 80s right now in the 70s.
But it is summer.
It is summer. It's very summery with these storm chances and the humidity coming in. In a few months, it's going to be very, very cold.
Okay, you had to take it there. I wasn't going all the way there yet.
I like winter, so I'm ready for it. But
you're the perfect sub for Chris then. He does too.
Yes, Chris and I are the snowbird.
It looks like I'm alone. Sorry. Thank you, Dana. For the second straight day, Wisconsin has broken its record for the highest number of new COVID-19 cases. Health officials confirmed nearly 900 new cases in the past 24 hours, bringing the statewide case count to nearly 35,000. Now, 6.7% of new tests came back positive. That number is also up 1 percentage point from the day before. We are now seeing an overall upward trend in new COVID cases over the past 2 weeks. Starting next week, Dane County residents inside places other than their own homes will be required to wear masks, and those who don't may face a citation. According to Public Health Madison and Dane County, a citation outside of the city will cost $263.50, while inside the city it will be $376. The mask order starts at 8 a.m. Monday for anyone over the age of 5 in public places like businesses, healthcare settings, and public transportation, while exceptions for activities like dining out will be allowed. Wait times to get tested for COVID at the Alliant Energy Center have sometimes stretched for hours as the demand for testing has increased. To help cut down on some of those long lines, Public Health Madison and Dane County is now offering an online questionnaire. It'll ask you about any underlying conditions you might have, any COVID-19 symptoms you may have experienced recently, and whether you've been exposed to someone who has been diagnosed with COVID. The hope is to cut down the number of questions people at the testing site have to ask you to keep the line moving. We'll have a link to that questionnaire up on our website, and if you do need to get tested, the Alliant Energy Center is offering that today from 8 until 4. UW Health has tips on how to talk with your teenagers about the ongoing pandemic. Pediatric and adolescent health experts believe that as communities implement and adjust new restrictions during the COVID-19 outbreak, children and teens need extra support from their parents.
One of the most important things for parents to remember is that, their teenagers have their own thoughts and feelings about this that may be different from their own as parents. And that's normal and that's healthy and that's a good thing. But unless you ask and listen, you're not going to know what those are.
Experts also suggest helping your teen understand that not everyone views the pandemic the same way, and they need to be patient with their peers and with their parents. As scientists and researchers work on experimental vaccines to treat COVID, they're asking for your help. You can now register online for 4 large vaccine studies expected to start this summer and fall. They're especially looking for at-risk and Black and brown people whose communities are being hit the hardest by the pandemic. Each of the 4 studies is looking for around 30,000 volunteers. To put yourself in the running, you can go to coronaviruspreventionnetwork.org. Hilldale Mall is getting ready to reopen after businesses there closed early for a peaceful block party that turned into a march overnight. A group of people held that party just outside of the Apple store. Organizers said they wanted the opportunity to talk about issues of racial injustice. Initially, several stores in the mall closed early, citing security concerns, but later a Hilldale spokesperson wrote, we are happy to welcome this block party to Hilldale, although we would have been grateful to be involved in the organization of it so that we could prepare the site to receive a crowd and work to ensure that all COVID-related standards of mass gatherings were met. After the block party, the group marched down University Avenue to join another group of demonstrators at the state capitol. Both events remained peaceful. We're hearing from Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway about a new petition to have her recalled. She says she won't be distracted by a small group of people who want to divide this community.
I'm focused every minute of every day on doing the job that the people of Madison elected me to do. As you heard, I hope, in today's briefing, we are working on a number of things in service of our community, and that is where my focus is right now.
Now, members of the recall group say they are upset with what they call a lack of action to how the mayor has handled recent demonstrations and violence. The group has 60 days to collect more than 36,000 signatures before the petition can move forward. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office has identified the person who was found dead in the town of Madison this week. She is 27-year-old Kiara Lopez of Madison. Her body was discovered in a wooded area of Nygaard Street on Wednesday. Now police say it appears she was killed in a different location and taken to that area in an attempt to dispose of her body. She was found by a 17 and 19-year-old of the people living in the area. They say initial investigations indicate that the circumstances surrounding her death appear to be drug-related. Fresh off news that the Dane County Farmers Market won't be returning to the square this season, it should come as no surprise that this weekend's annual art fair on the square can't be there either. But the event, which typically draws 200,000 people, will go on virtually. Here's how it works. You go to the Madison Museum of Contemporary Art's website or the Art Fair on the Square's Facebook page. Right now, you'll see both links read coming soon. Starting at 9 a.m. in less than an hour, that message will be replaced with an online shop where you can buy directly from vendors. Artists will be selling everything from paintings, prints, and photographs to sculptures, jewelry, and handmade clothes. Museum leaders are already optimistically planning a return to the square next summer, so mark your calendars for July 10th and 11th, 2021. If you're in the market for something, or should I say someone else, you have a chance to pick up a furry friend at a discounted price this weekend down in Rock County. The Bissell Pet Foundation is hosting its annual Adopt a Pet promotion both today and tomorrow at the Humane Society of Southern Wisconsin. It's helping cover a big portion of adoption fees, meaning you can adopt a dog, kitten, or adult cat for as little as $25. That fee includes spaying or neutering, vaccinations, and a microchip. Normally, adoptions run $65 plus tax for cats and more than $200 for dogs. It's 8:07 this morning. We're getting a brief break from this oppressive heat this weekend. Here's a live look outside this morning. Dana is in for Chris. She's tracking our full forecast right after this.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars. That's why every Toyota certified used vehicle gets a 160-point inspection, new warranty starting the day you purchase, 1 year of roadside assistance, and more. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
When you have depression, it can plunge you into deep, dark lows and can leave you feeling extremely sad and disinterested. Overwhelmed by bipolar depression? Ask about Vraylar. Not all types of depression should be treated the same. Vraylar effectively helps relieve all symptoms of bipolar depression with just one pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Metabolic changes may occur. Nausea, restlessness, and movement dysfunction are common side effects. When bipolar depression overwhelms, ask how Vraylar can help.
U.S. Cellular.
Yeah.
New customer?
What's the deal?
Unlimited data, just $30 a month.
Love that. But what's the deal with the signal? It works everywhere.
I'm like sub-level Z of this parking garage.
And it still works. It's crazy.
Sir, you're going into signal shock, very common with new customers. Just breathe with me, okay? Unlimited data. Strong signal.
Strong signal.
All for $30 a month.
U.S. Cellular.
Choose fair.
For my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York.
Sometimes you run out of fresh at the wrong time. Luckily, Pick and Save delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need, so you can get back to being you. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back. The world is about to get a little happier. The happiest place on earth is scheduled to reopen today. That's right, Disney World. It's been closed for more than 110 days. It won't open all at once, though. Today, the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom will reopen. Epcot and Hollywood Studios will be back open on Wednesday. These plans come as Florida continues to experience a large spike in COVID cases, with more than 230,000 confirmed cases and more than 4,000 deaths. The Milwaukee Bucks are getting ready for their first practice in the Orlando bubble this afternoon, and if you're Giannis, you're probably chomping at the bit to get out there and play. During the break, he didn't have anyone to compete against. It was good being home, hanging out with his family, but his son Liam just can't keep up.
Being at home, and I'm really competitive as a person, like, I kind of feel like there's not a lot of things that I can compete with Liam against, you know, or with my family. So I'm excited and happy to play basketball again, because I can, like, you know, go out there and compete against other players again and other teams.
Round 2 of the American Century Championship tees off today. Aaron Rodgers is playing and shows why he's superhuman on Friday, somehow saving par after hitting one here into the trees. Burlington native Tony Romo is the tournament's 2-time defending champ. And Steve Stricker is still playing some good golf of his own at the Workday Charity Open. This morning, the Edgerton native is 5 under, tied for 15th. It's going to be some good golfing weather, at least earlier in the day, but the rain is already rolling in. Some places
the rain's already rolling in, yes. Maybe for Madison right now, we have clouds coming in. This is a live look in Platteville where we have very heavy rainfall. You can see those dark clouds starting to build in, a lot of lightning as well with our Queen Bee Radio Skycam. So this is that line that's moving in. Our camera is pointed north in Platteville, so you can see that heavy rain just north towards Lancaster and Fenimore right now. Again, a little bit of lightning, so not a good time to be outside if you're in Grant County, parts of Iowa County and Lafayette County, seeing this heavier rain come through as well. Now this is going to continue to move east, so while right now in Madison it is dry, the rain will be here in a little bit, and later this afternoon and evening we're going to have another chance for showers and thunderstorms to pass through. So the whole day, not a total washout, but we are going to have opportunities for rain throughout our Saturday. Now for Sunday, plan on partly sunny skies, dry in the morning. Later on in the day, a slight chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm to pass through. with temperatures in the low 80s again for tomorrow. The slight risk for severe weather is really where we're seeing the heavier rainfall right now. This area is likely going to see the most rain accumulation in the southwest corner of the state and the best opportunity for strong wind gusts. Our marginal risk does extend up towards Madison, just kind of a general risk for some stronger storms. Looking at our heat index readings, kind of shows the rain building in. Later today, our heat index readings are likely going to get into the mid 80s, but as the rain comes in, it doesn't feel quite as warm outside. Those showers cool us down quite a bit. Rainfall totals again highest in Grant County, Lafayette County, the southern edge, Iowa County. This is the area that picked up a lot of rain on Thursday. Still very saturated and soggy. So another inch of rainfall could lead to some very localized flooding concerns. No widespread concerns right now as rainfall totals will taper off northeast of Madison. Beach-wise, a few beaches closed on each of the lakes. So if you are trying to head to the lake today, A, keep an eye on the sky with any lightning chances, and B, go ahead and check with the beach first to make sure that it's open, lakeforecast.org. Today we're going to hit a high of 81, tomorrow also 81 with partly sunny skies for Sunday and for Monday. For Tuesday and Wednesday we'll be in the mid 80s with a chance for showers and thunderstorms. By the end of the week, high temperatures will be near 90 again, with heat index readings back in the mid to low 90s. So it is kind of a split forecast currently, with a lot of rain coming down just outside of Platteville and Grant County, but currently we're dry here in Madison on the patio.
Do you expect that to come to Madison,
yes,
or are we mainly going to get hit by the later?
It's going to be coming through right now over the next about hour and a half or so. That heavier rain will drift east. Most of southern Dane County will be picking up rain, but then again, we'll have a break so you can get outside, and then the second round will come
grab your brunch then.
Really quickly, yes.
Okay, really quickly. Thanks, Dana. As the heat wave continues, a local nonprofit is encouraging anyone who needs help keeping their house cool to get a hold of them. Energy Services, Inc. runs the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund for people facing energy emergencies. The company's executive director says he is getting upwards of 1,000 calls a day from people who need help during the pandemic. That's up more than 40% compared to this time last year. He suggests checking in on family, friends, and neighbors, and calling Energy Services if you need to.
We want to encourage you to contact us as soon as possible, and for the most part we can do whatever we need to do to qualify them for much needed help.
Utility companies can't currently disconnect services. Right now, there's a moratorium in place because of the pandemic, but that ends on July 25th. Energy Services says it is working with customers and utility companies to keep the power on past that. It's 8:16 this morning. A new Groundhog Day-like romantic comedy is now streaming, starring a popular former SNL star. And there are several new shows and movies to check out this weekend. Will shares his picks and 3 things to watch, including one featuring who he calls America's sweetheart. Trending News is next.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like Emily lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds. Oh!
For those also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
It lowers the risk.
Oh?
And I only have to take it once a week.
Oh.
Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 1-month or 3-month prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once-weekly Ozempic.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
This selenite gray is so pretty, isn't it?
Wow. Jim, could you pop the hood for us?
There she is.
Turbocharge, right?
Yes, it is.
Jim, could you kick the tires?
Oh, yes.
Could you change the color inside the car?
Oh, sure. How about blue?
That's more cyan, but jump in the back seat, Jim. Act like my kids.
How much longer?
Exactly how they sound. It's got massaging seats too, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Visit the Mercedes-Benz summer event or shop online at participating dealers. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on select new and certified pre-owned models.
Showers and thunderstorms right now for areas west of Dane County. That's where we're seeing the rain starting to build in this morning. A few thunderstorms mixed in as well. This is a look at the last hour. These storms have progressed southeast. As we take a look now at our radar, you can see where that lightning has been popping up. A lot around the Platteville area in Grant County. Also, it looks like towards Dodgeville, we're seeing a little bit of lightning. As we take a closer look at what's going on in Iowa County, these heavier showers are right now just south of 151. So looking west and east of Dodgeville, just south towards Mineral Point and getting closer to Blanchardville. Willow Springs right now starting to see some light rain, but the heavy rain is on the way. Darlington will soon be seeing heavier showers, as well as Perry, Blanchardville, and stretching up into Mount Horeb. This will be the scene for the next few hours, and then we'll get a bit of a break before another chance for showers and thunderstorms will develop late this afternoon and evening, but we'll look at that in just a few minutes. Christina?
Quickly heading our way. Thank you so much, Dana. Let's take a look at what is trending this morning. A Palm Springs wedding, an unlikely pair, and a case of deja vu.
Guess you followed me. It's one of those infinite time loop situations you might have heard about.
That I might have heard about.
Yeah.
Andy Samberg stars in the new romantic comedy Palm Springs, now showing on Hulu. Two wedding guests develop a romance while living the same day over and over and over again. Sounds a lot like Groundhog's Day. Palm Springs was released on Hulu overnight. Netflix is out with a new trailer for The Kissing Booth 2. The film picks up soon after the first one ends, with Elle, played by Joey King, heading into her senior year and facing a new set of boy problems. The Kissing Booth 2 will start streaming on Netflix July 24th.
I was so happy the way it turned out, just because of the fact that, wait a minute, this does give hope. It's not glorifying anything.
And after appearing in 135 films, Danny Trejo is getting one named after himself. The new documentary, Inmate Number 1, The Rise of Danny Trejo, looks at the actor's troubled past from drugs to robbery and then some time in prison. But Trejo became a champion boxer behind bars and eventually used those skills to train Hollywood actors and become one himself. The documentary is now streaming on most digital platforms. Tom Hanks stars in a new film this weekend, and as one of America's most beloved actors, he's never really in anything bad, is he? Our Will Loper reviews his new film and several others in this weekend's 3 Things to Watch.
I found out 2 days ago that I'm pregnant. I'm so excited. This is what we do. We go back and forth from the clubs like a real hero. Give it up for Amy Schumer.
New on HBO Max is a 3-part docu-series called Expecting Amy.
It seems like we're in school and we're trying to fit a project in before the semester runs out.
Amy Schumer documents her first pregnancy while also touring the country, doing stand-up comedy, showing all the raw and unfiltered moments along the way.
I was in the hospital and my husband found a place where you can paint pottery.
It's you.
He's looking at me like, do you like it?
All 3 episodes of Expecting Amy are streaming on HBO Max now.
I'm going to film a special in 10 days.
10 days?
I'm not getting any smaller.
I lead a group of soldiers. Fighters like you. With an extremely rare skill set.
Newly streaming on Netflix this week is the film The Old Guard.
Let's just say we're very hard to kill.
Charlize Theron stars as the leader of a group of mercenaries who cannot die and have to prevent a bad guy from stealing their immortal powers.
They're going to lock us up and weaponize us. But they've never faced an army like ours.
An army of 5.
If we can unlock their genetic code, the entire world will be begging us for the key.
You shouldn't have done that.
The Old Guard is streaming on Netflix now.
We don't have all the answers, but we do have purpose.
Air escort to Greyhound. You will now be out of range of air cover for the next 5 days. Safe travels to England.
Finally, a film originally meant for theaters is hitting Apple TV Plus instead, Greyhound.
We have hits directly on the convoy.
The Wolfpack's haunting us.
U-boat starboard bound!
Tom Hanks stars as a U.S. Navy commander, pursued by German U-boats during World War II, and finds himself in the longest naval battle in history.
In 48 hours, we've lost 7 ships. 50 souls.
What you did yesterday got us to today.
It's not enough.
Greyhound is streaming on Apple TV Plus now.
Here they come.
Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
Thank you, Will. Next, we're going to keep you updated on the latest numbers from health officials regarding the coronavirus as it spreads across our state, plus the latest steps universities like the UW are taking to make sure their students stay safe this fall. We're back right after this.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
Against all enemies. That I will commit.
to ensuring they are
Not forgotten.
and I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity.
they have provided me. So help me God.
I am crushing this to-do list.
Let me see. Smart home upgrade? Home gym?
Check.
What about the window, siding, and doors?
Cross something important off your list. Free installation on all windows, siding, and doors. And no interest for 1 year. The biggest sale of the year is here.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
There's time for adventure, there's people that treasure and moments that no one can hold. There's so much to see when you're wandering free on this little blue world we call home. We call home, the only one we've ever known.
Flexible education means I didn't have to wait for a new semester to start classes.
Flexible education means I don't have to miss class when my sitter falls through.
Flexible education means I can meet with my instructor in person or online.
It's the 610 Woke Up Like This migraine medicine.
It's called Ubrelvy, the migraine medicine for anytime, anywhere migraine strikes without worrying if it's too late or where you happen to be. One dose of Ubrelvy can quickly stop a migraine in its tracks within 2 hours. Many had pain relief in 1 hour. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Few people had side effects. Most common were nausea and tiredness. Ask about Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
Right now, the uncertain semester as university administrators try to make plans for the new school year set to begin in just a few weeks. They're running into new challenges.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Hope your Saturday is off to a good start. I'm Christina Laurie. We will have more on college plans for the upcoming semester in a few minutes, but first, as local K-12 administrators work to devise a plan for the fall semester, we now know who will lead that effort here in Madison. MMSD has named Dr. Carlton Jenkins as its next superintendent. Dr. Jenkins will take over officially on August 4th. This is a homecoming of sorts for him. He got his PhD at the UW and was an associate principal at Madison Memorial High School and a principal down in Beloit. Jenkins has been serving as the superintendent for the Robbinsdale School District in New Hope, Minnesota for the last 5 years. He will take over during a tumultuous time for schools nationwide. According to a new study released by the CDC overnight, 1 in 4 teachers is considered high risk for the virus. That's on par with the national average, but teachers face additional challenges like high traffic and tight quarters. This latest finding comes after Vice President Mike Pence says the CDC would update its school reopening guidelines. The organization's director now says that will not be happening. Dr. Robert Redfield says that in the next week, the CDC will be issuing more reference documents, but they won't be a revision of the guidelines which were previously shared. President Trump has been criticizing the CDC's guidance as tough and expensive.
We want to reopen the schools. Everybody wants it. The moms want it, the dads want it, the kids want it. It's time to do it. You know, our mortality rate is right now at a level that people don't talk about, but it's down tenfold.
As you just heard, the president mentioned the dropping death rate for the virus. While deaths have been down, Dr. Anthony Fauci is warning against taking those numbers at face value.
It's a false narrative to take comfort in a lower rate of death. There's so many other things that are very dangerous and bad about this virus. Don't get yourself into false complacency.
Dr. Fauci says part of the reason why the death rate is dropping is because more young people are becoming infected with the virus. Here in the Madison area, many of those young people are college students. We live in a college town, so whether or not you have a student currently enrolled at the UW, reopening plans impact all of us. But many universities, Wisconsin included, are still working out the logistics. Meg Oliver shows us what some campuses on the East Coast are doing.
Alon Zohar, a rising junior at Princeton, plans to take his college classes nearly 7,000 miles from campus. After traveling to South Korea for an internship earlier this year, he's decided to stay.
I don't know if it would be the best idea to go back and, completely expose myself in that environment if not everyone's going to take it seriously, including college students.
Princeton, like many other schools, will require everyone on campus to wear face coverings indoors at all times, except when students are in their assigned rooms.
To have to social distance and isolate everyone in their own room, it's just not really appealing to me. It doesn't really feel like the true college experience.
Incoming Harvard freshman Yasmin Bezos was excited over the university's announcement Monday that it will welcome 40% of undergrads to campus, including all freshmen. Students will be tested every 3 days.
I want to be on campus so that I can start somewhat of a normal experience.
Do you feel like you're taking a health risk by going back?
Definitely not, especially considering my age. If I was a lot older, I'd be concerned.
Some faculty, parents, and health experts have expressed concerns about the virus spreading quickly among social college students. Last week, more than 100 students living in fraternity houses near the University of Washington reported testing positive for COVID-19. The Chronicle of Higher Education looked at the campus reopening plans at more than 1,000 schools. 60% plan to return to an in-person semester, 9% will continue all remote learning, and 24% will offer a mix, with the others still deciding. Schools also have to consider that students may not want to pay full tuition to learn online.
Universities are absolutely under financial pressure, but that cannot be the driver of what happens. The health and safety of students, of faculty, of staff, administrators, that has to be first and foremost.
Former U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan says he understands students' frustrations and hopes they will see the big picture.
Let me be clear, this is one fall. This is one single fall. And we have to be willing to do the right thing to get through this, to get to the other side. So our next fall, and the next fall after that, and the next fall after that will be much better for all of us.
So what happens if schools reopen and there's a campus outbreak? CDC officials advise shutting down all buildings to disinfect and working with local health officials to trace contacts. If the level of community spread is substantial enough, they should consider suspending the rest of in-person classes. Meanwhile, the new interim president of the UW system, former Governor Tommy Thompson, says he is still dedicated to reopening Wisconsin campuses come fall. He made those comments during his first Board of Regents meeting this week. He's also requesting $110 million from Governor Tony Evers to pay for COVID-19 testing, contact tracing, and PPE for all of the UW system's 26 campuses. Another change happening on campus, masks will be required inside all UW system buildings. Thompson says there's no way to reopen campuses safely without that mandate. The policy also encourages wearing a mask outside when social distancing isn't possible. Now I'm just practically losing my voice, so Dana, take it away.
I got this. You can take a water break. Everything's fine. Right now in Madison, we are dry. Actually have some sunshine outside, but to the west, areas west of Dane County, we do have showers and thunderstorms starting actually to creep in the very southwest corner of Dane County. So you can see the lightning popping up right now, some very heavy rainfall through Fayette and Platteville. Dodgeville right now getting a little bit of a break in the heavier rain, but just off to the northwest, we still have showers stretching from Prairie du Chien along Highway 18. That heavy rain coming on down right now. Some folks staying totally dry this morning, others dealing with quite a soggy start to the day. Here's a live look from our Edgewater sky cam. Again, sunshine right now in Madison. We are dry with temperatures currently in the low 70s, a light breeze from the west-northwest. Not much of a heat index factor for us early this morning. Humidity not too much of a thing just yet, but it could start to become a thing later in the afternoon. Feel like we're in the mid-80s, even though afternoon highs will land in the low 80s. A chance for showers and thunderstorms developing later today as well. So this isn't just the only opportunity for rain. We'll see them pop up again this afternoon and evening, really from about 3 to 8 o'clock. Those shower chances pass through. The humidity will start to increase again as we head into next week, and our temperatures start to climb heading into next week as well. We'll be in the mid-80s by the middle of the week and then closer to 90 degrees by the end of the week. Those storm chances this afternoon could bring some heavier rain, but we'll take a closer look at your future track in just a few minutes. Christina?
We'll check in with you in a few minutes. Thanks, Dana. Baseball season is now less than 2 weeks away, and the Brewers are getting ready to face the Cubs at Wrigley on their opening day. And this morning, we're tipping a cap to mark the 100th anniversary of the Negro Leagues. Hear what the legendary Hank Aaron says is the toughest thing he ever had to do. And no, it's not breaking Babe Ruth's home run record. We're back right after this.
If you're overweight, you might think it's your metabolism, but it could be a condition called insulin resistance. Fat becomes trapped inside your body, and it's hard to lose weight even if you diet. Now there's a solution to insulin resistance called GOLO. GOLO reverses insulin resistance and increases metabolic efficiency. Over 500,000 people have tried GOLO with a 98% satisfaction rating. Head to GOLO.com now to find out more. That's GOLO.com.
Though challenges surround us, life still goes on. There's still time to dream, still plans to be made. And And if you're retiring soon, still deadlines to be met. We talk with people every day who need to replace their employer benefits when they retire. We can answer your questions too, so you can feel good about the decisions you make. For a retirement benefits checklist, visit us online or call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company today.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Managing type 2 diabetes? You're on it. Exercising often and eating healthy? Yep, on it there too. You may think you're doing all you can to manage type 2 diabetes and heart disease, but could your medication do more to lower your heart risk? Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke, and it lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
On it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
Right now, during Steinhoffel's 4th of July mattress sale, save up to $700 instantly on Tempur-Breeze adjustable mattress sets. And get $300 in Apple Rewards or $300 in Steinhoffel's cash. Buy a Tempur-Breeze and sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. Queen Tempur-Breeze mattresses now only $59 per month with Steinhoffel's 0% 60-month financing. All this plus free next-day delivery on your new Tempur-Pedic. Only at Steinhoffel's and Steinhoffel's Mattress.
Madison's not happy treating people differently because of their race.
I've learned when I've been out reporting on the front lines that everyone is impacted differently, but it's also important to take some time to not judge people and to understand where they're coming from and why they might be angry or why they might be sad.
This is our opportunity. You do see the best in some people coming out.
This time feels different. This time, I think, a real conversation may begin.
Welcome back. We're less than 2 weeks away from opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers, so every day at summer camp is important. But you don't have to tell that to Josh Hader. New Brewers pitcher Josh Lindblom made his camp debut, got a couple strikeouts early, which means Craig Counsell was happy. He's smiling. You just can't see it. But then Ben Gamel welcomed him to Miller Park with a 2-run homer. If you were keeping score at home, the Brewers won, of course. Even though the MLB is limiting team travel this season, it's keeping a very special game at the Field of Dreams on the schedule. I'm a Chicago White Sox fan myself, so I love this story. The Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals will play at the iconic field in the middle of an Iowa cornfield next month. It's the first regular season Major League game ever played in Iowa. There's no word yet on whether fans will be allowed. This year also marks the 100th anniversary of the Negro Leagues. All shortened season long, fans are asked to tip their caps to the courageous players who changed a game and a country. Here's Jim Axelrod.
It's a game where the Negro athlete has left a bright mark.
To salute some of the best baseball's ever seen in this lockdown season of empty stadiums with no crowds to cheer, the baseball world improvised.
I'm tipping my hat
to the outstanding players
of the Negro Leagues,
with some famous faces tipping their caps to the Negro Leagues on their 100th anniversary.
I'm tipping my cap to my grandfather as well.
Jerry Hairston Jr. played in the big leagues, part of the only 3-generation African-American family of major leaguers. Before playing for the Chicago White Sox, his grandfather, Sam, played for the Birmingham Black Barons and the Indianapolis Clowns in the Negro Leagues.
They would entertain these white fans, but when it came time to go get something to eat or maybe stay at the hotel, they wouldn't allow them in.
The only way for African Americans to make money playing baseball before Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947.
The king of the moundsmen, Satchel Paige.
The Negro Leagues produced players like Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson, and Cool Papa Bell. Every bit the equal of white stars in talent, but banned from demonstrating that on Major League fields.
His game heart and great arm have carried him to the heights of baseball glory.
You know, they called Josh Gibson the Black Babe Ruth, but many thought that Ruth should be called the White Gibson.
Artist Kadir Nelson has been tipping his cap in his own way for years, painting portraits of Negro Leaguers.
What about the Negro League ball players do you find heroic?
I think the mere fact that they were able to create their own grand stage, since they were denied access to the grandest stage in baseball. This was a shining example of how to persevere, how to keep going despite the odds.
I am very grateful that I had all of these people who stood behind me.
Before he broke Babe Ruth's home run record, Hank Aaron broke in as a Negro Leaguer.
It was one of the toughest things in all of baseball to have to play in that type of situation. But I think that we did our share of tackling what we call racism in all of baseball.
As one of the few who got to cross the bridge, he's tipping his cap to so many others who built it, but never did. Jim Axelrod, CBS News.
The Brewers start their season Friday, July 24th. That is 2 weeks from yesterday against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Here's a live look outside this morning. Dana is back with our full forecast and tracking the rain that's moving in now, right after this.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Let me introduce me.
Cuts, colors, braids, and fades. We stand for style. Cost Cutter Salons.
#1 in color in Wisconsin.
You may feel powerless loving someone with an addiction, but what can you do? Love them, create boundaries, and take care of yourself. Then believe in your loved one. Remind them of who they are. Be patient with the baby steps and forgive them if they take a step backward. Visit UnitedMadison.com/addiction for local resources. Brought to you by 5 Door Recovery, other supporters, and by United Madison.
It's the 11:05 endless orders migraine medicine. The 2:20 back-to-back calls migraine medicine. It's called Ubrelvy, the migraine medicine for anytime, anywhere a migraine attacks, without worrying if it's too late or where you happen to be. 1 dose of Ubrelvy can quickly stop migraine pain and debilitating symptoms in their tracks within 2 hours. Unlike older medications, Ubrelvy is the first pill of its kind to directly block CGRP protein, believed to play a role in migraine attacks. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Few people had side effects. Most common were nausea and tiredness. A migraine can strike anytime, anywhere. Ask about Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
Today, some things do stand firm. Those you can lean on, the things that matter, and the importance of you being you. That's why no matter the type of care you need, or the way you need it, we're here every day, safe and ready. Because wherever you are in your world, you're the focus of ours. Safe care your way. Unity Point Health Meriden, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We are currently seeing showers around Grant County. This is a live look from our Platteville Skycam looking east-southeast. So you can see a very clear cutoff. The folks that are seeing heavy rain right now and other areas that are seeing some sunshine and a nice little dry spot there. So again, that's the line between the rain and the drier air. These showers have been moving in over the last several hours. As we look at this loop, you can see the transition through the southwest corner of the state. Again, our camera looking east-southeast, but these heavier showers starting to get south of Iowa County. Now we're seeing it draping through Lafayette County and the heavier rain now along Highway 18 in Grant County. Over the next several hours, the rain continuing to push southeast. We get a little bit of a break for late morning and early afternoon, but by mid-afternoon and evening, the shower chances develop yet again, building right on in, hitting that same area, likely going to impact the southwest corner of the state the most. By Sunday morning, we're dry, partly sunny skies for Sunday with a slight chance for a shower thunderstorm to develop in the afternoon and evening. The slight risk for severe weather is really where we're seeing the heavier showers again, and that's where we'll see the heavier rainfall later today. And that's our main focus with these storms coming through. We could have some very heavy rain and the potential for high winds. Some strong wind gusts could develop with these storms passing in. The marginal risk extending up to Madison, that lines up with the areas that will be picking up some lighter showers, but we could still see some strong thunderstorms. Heat index readings later today will likely climb to the mid to upper 80s before the rain passes through. This is looking at 5:30. You can see it's still warm in south central Wisconsin, but where the showers have already shifted in, those heat index readings have dropped quite a bit, so it feels a little more comfortable outside, not quite as humid, and we cool down quite a bit when the showers pass through. Rainfall totals could add up quite a bit later today, likely going to see around an inch for some areas of Lafayette, Iowa, and Grant counties. This is the same area that got hit with rain quite heavily on Thursday, so this very saturated, very soggy ground could be dealing with some localized, isolated flooding in spots. We'll be keeping a close eye on that later this afternoon. A few beaches are closed at each of the lakes, so if you're trying to head to the lake, A, keep an eye on the radar with the storms building in, and B, go ahead and check lakeforecast.org before you head out. Just make sure those beaches are open. Water temperature right now at 80. We're going to hit 81 today and tomorrow. Tomorrow again partly sunny with a slight chance for a shower thunderstorm to develop later in the day. Partly sunny on Monday. We stay in the low 80s for Monday with a chance for showers and thunderstorms developing again on Tuesday and Wednesday. Mid 80s for the middle of the week. Upper 80s, close to 90 for the end of the week, and the weekend, those heat index readings will be climbing back up by the weekend as well. So right now, if you are in Grant County, hopefully you're in the drier area. If you're dealing with the rain right now, a few rumbles of thunder, be a good idea to stay inside with the lightning that we're seeing with those storms.
And the only good news, I guess, Art Fair on the Square had to be canceled this year, but it would have been this weekend and it would have been stormy, and that always just creates a whole lot of chaos for those poor artists.
Messy, yes. So to have it online at 9 o'clock it opens, so I'm keeping an eye on the clock.
Yeah. Guys at home, get ready to do that. Thanks, Dana. Be sure to stick with News 3 Now all weekend long. Amanda will be in with the day's top stories tonight at 6 and 10. But first, this morning, we're bringing you the world from home. We want to bring that to you since travel is limited this summer, the places you can't go to in Europe, and how they'll look a lot different once you can.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
I'm here.
Auntie's here.
Hey, Mom and Dad here.
Shall we begin?
Together, nothing can keep us apart. That's why U.S. Cellular is building powerful 5G coverage that works inside and out. And now, get $700 off the latest phones. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
Here's to the road ahead. trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars. That's why every Toyota certified used vehicle gets a 160-point inspection, new warranties starting the day you purchase, 1 year of roadside assistance, and more. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Incredible deals, huge markdowns, plus free doorstep shipping on everything. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
When I was diagnosed with Dupuytren's contracture, I waited to get treated. Thought surgery was my only option. But then I found out about non-surgical treatments. It was a total game changer. Learn more about the condition at factsonhand.com.
Traffic delays? Be the first to know with First Warn Weather and Traffic.
So a lot of us have a travel bug right now, but if you're going to take a trip, you want to do it safely. Amtrak thinks it has a way for people to do that and is offering a pretty nice deal. You can now get a buy one, get one free discount on tickets for sleeper cars. The rooms are private, so they're exempt from the mask mandate, and travelers get priority boarding and lounge access at all major stations. Since Americans aren't allowed to travel to Europe right now during the pandemic, a Twitter user has come up with a clever alternative. Zoe Galland is trying to make your European dream trip possible right here in Wisconsin. She even mapped it out. Take a look at this. The 13-hour, 815-mile loop will take you from Paris to Berlin with stops at Norway, Belgium, Denmark, Athens, and Vienna, all in between. Speaking of the real Europe, the Louvre Museum in Paris is back open for its first weekend in months, and so are several ancient landmarks and museums in Italy, one of the countries hardest hit by the pandemic. But visiting these historic sites will be a lot different. Chris Livesay gives us an inside look at how things have changed.
It's been called a treasure chest of the Renaissance. Now, after nearly 3 months of coronavirus shutdown, the Uffizi in Florence has finally been unlocked. Visitors get a quick thermal scan and new rules of the road about where to walk and stand.
Standing 6 feet apart like we're doing right now.
Uffizi director Eike Schmidt says the pandemic might have changed museums forever, in some ways for the better.
It means that people actually won't just need to look whether coming close to a masterwork like Botticelli's Birth of Venus, they bump into somebody else or into somebody else's selfie, but they can really concentrate on the work of art.
So you think Botticelli would approve?
He certainly would.
Nearby at the Florence Cathedral, social distancing necklaces are all the buzz.
In the Renaissance, it was Brunelleschi's cathedral dome that was cutting edge. Today, it's these.
But it does allow you to enjoy the art safely, says Cathedral Museum Director Timothy Verdon.
After this traumatic experience, people really need to return not only to normalcy, but to the nourishment that beauty and history can give. That said, obviously, it would be a cruel joke that the monuments and the museum became, in turn, places of contagion.
A contagion that so far killed more than 500,000 people worldwide and halted tourism here. A gut punch that's feared will cost the Italian economy 13% of GDP. Even as sites reopen, international flights remain largely grounded, meaning few can get here. The Colosseum used to count an average of 16,000 visitors daily. Today, only 600, mostly locals. And the Uffizi, just over 2,000 people came on the first Sunday it reopened, compared to around 8,000 on many Sundays before the pandemic. Social distancing may have its advantages, but for Italy's bottom line, it's anything but springtime.
So the Uffizi might be reopening, but of course it's still a monumental change just to get to Italy. So the Uffizi has launched a TikTok account where you can watch playful videos of the artwork set to music. The museum's director says, at a difficult time like this, it's important to let yourself smile. And Dana and I determined in the last show that neither of us are cool enough to have TikTok.
Not quite there, but the TikTok videos have been awesome, and all of those zoo and museum tours have really been cool that have come out over the last few months. Would be a great idea to tune into one of those later this afternoon when some more storms start to fire up. We have some right now in Lafayette and in Iowa and Grant counties. We have showers and thunderstorms passing through. There will be another chance this afternoon and evening. Temperatures will be in the low 80s this afternoon. The same for tomorrow, with only a slight chance for storms on Tuesday. Power on Sunday. Partly sunny skies on Monday with showers for Tuesday and Wednesday again.
And while you're inside today, maybe you can check out the online art fair on the square and help out some local